The Philippines is one of the best places in the entire world to see whale sharks, and for some, going on these whale shark tours is a once-in-a-lifetime thrill. For others, it raises serious questions about ethics and safety. And in this video, I'll break down the tour, let you know exactly what's involved in it, and by the end of this video, you can decide if it's the right thing for you. Let's get right into it. Now, there are a few places in the Philippines where you can see whale sharks on a consistent basis. I did mine out of Bohol, and it was definitely one of the most thrilling things I've ever done in my life. When you get up and close with an animal of that size, it really is a thrilling experience. And so I quite enjoyed it, but I can definitely see there are some issues with it. And as of right now, the Bohol whale shark experience is actually suspended. Now, I imagine this will probably start up again in the future. So depending on when you're watching this video, it might be available, it might not. But there are a few other places in the Philippines where you can do this. And they're all quite similar in how they operate. So this should give you a basic idea of how it works. It really is a simple day trip. And next up, I'll just give you the rough idea of how the day trip works. So I was staying in Alona Beach on the island of Panglao. That's like the main tourist area of Bohol. And if you're walking around this area, you'll find all sorts of people who are selling these day trip packages for the whale sharks. There's also the Chocolate Hills, the Lobok River Cruise, the Firefly Tour. There's all sorts of packages. And it wasn't all that expensive. I think I paid like $20 or $30. And it was definitely well worth it. So I paid for the package, and the next morning, we were told to kind of line up at the McDonald's. There's only one McDonald's in Alona Beach. You can't miss it, just off the main road. And we had to be there super early for some reason. I think I woke up at like 5 or 6 in the morning. We get to the McDonald's and we had to wait there for like an hour. I don't know why it was so unorganized, but we were just kind of waiting around for the caravans. And once the vans kind of organized everybody, in typical Philippines fashion, they load up these vans with as many people as possible. So it's kind of uncomfortable. That's just the way it is in the Philippines. And the actual drive, it's not that far of a distance. I'd say it's about 20 to 30 kilometers from Alona Beach. So it's just a short commute, less than an hour to get to this place called Lila. That's the staging area for the whale shark tour. So once you get to Lila, it's kind of an unorganized mess. It's a bit chaotic, to be honest. There's a ton of people there. They run these tours all day long, and you have like a half an hour to an hour time slot. So there are people coming and going. It's just a very busy experience. And what happens is they give you a number. That's your tour group number. And that's how they keep track of everybody, because it is a bit confusing. There's like 100 vans there and they all look identical. So it's a bit easy to get lost. And so once we got there, we were kind of standing around doing nothing for like half an hour to 45 minutes. Once they kind of got us organized, the next step is go to this kind of like staging area where they give you like a little rundown of how the tour operates and some like safety guidelines and what to do, what not to do. So that briefing took like 10, 15 minutes or so. It didn't take too long. And then afterwards, it's still a bit chaotic and unorganized. You have to wait and line up to get your life jacket and your goggles. Now, it sounds simple enough, but there are people coming and going. The people who are leaving the tour were dropping their gear off, and there are people waiting to pick up theirs, and the tour groups kind of got mixed up. So another probably half an hour to an hour went by. We're just kind of waiting around for our tour group to be called. So it's just a bit confusing. So once you have your gear and you store your belongings in their lockers, the next step is to actually walk down to the beach and load up into these kind of longer, skinny boats. And the actual distance to the whale sharks is not that far. I think we were in the boat for like less than 10 minutes probably. So they're not that far from the shore, and it's not all that deep as well. You can actually see the bottom. So it's not that dangerous in terms of the distance and the depth. Now here's where it gets interesting. Once you get to the actual whale shark area, people start jumping into the water, and from the actual boat, you can't see how big these creatures really are until you jump in the water with your goggles on. So I jumped right in, and within like 5 feet of me was this massive whale shark, probably the size of a school bus or bigger, and his mouth was wide open and it was coming right at me. It kind of terrified me. Even though I'm a scuba diver, I've logged over 100 dives. I have seen whale sharks naturally on some dive trips in Thailand. But you don't get that close to them. So on this trip, like, they are right in front of you. You can actually touch them. And to see a creature that large, that close to you, it really is an exhilarating feeling and one of the coolest things that I've done. So basically what happens is once you're out there, you jump into the water. You've got about half an hour with the whale sharks. And some people were kind of snorkeling around the area. Some people were diving down further. There were people that were kind of leaning on the boat arms, just kind of observing. So you are free to do what you want. You know, you gotta use your common sense. You don't want to be touching the whale sharks or kicking them. Just use common sense. And so you do this for about half an hour before going back to the shore. And it really is an exhilarating experience to get this close to such a massive animal. And they are beautiful. The camouflage, just the shape of them. It's just a fun experience to be that close to them. Now, the whale shark tour is fantastic. I'd highly recommend it, but it's not without its criticism. And the main thing about this is to get the whale sharks to come here all the time, they chum the water with these little krill type creatures, just really tiny fish, and they feed the whale sharks every day. And what happens is the whale sharks become used to humans, and it disrupts their behavior, it disrupts their migration patterns. And some can see that as a major problem. So I'm kind of torn because I like to keep things natural. I am a diver again. It's not good to chum the water for sharks. I don't think it's a great idea. But I can see the other side of it where it's a huge moneymaker for the public. So what do you do? If they ran it a bit differently, I think it'd be better. You're getting maybe a bit too close to the whale sharks. I actually touched one by accident with my fin. So I don't know what the right answer is, to be honest. I'm not going to be all preachy and tell you what to do. But if you do go on the whale shark tour, just be mindful. Try not to touch the creatures and maybe observe from a distance. So I loved it. I had a great time, but I can definitely see some of the ethical issues with it. And at this time, it's actually been canceled in Bohol, but I can see it popping up again in the future. And I think the one that's in Donsol in Cebu, I think that one is still running. And I think there are a few other places in the Philippines that do this. So just try to be mindful and respectful. Again, I'd highly recommend it if you are in the Philippines. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thrill, but just use common sense. All right, we're done here. That's my take on the whale shark tour. I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for more videos about the Philippines. I am traveling back there on December 4th, just in about 2 weeks from now. And I'll have all sorts of new content for you. So stay tuned, and I will see you on the next video.